Hey everyone, just getting set up this morning, having some technical difficulties, which seems to be the the par for the course. For whatever reason, Illustrator's not showing up in my feed here. Working in OBS is what the software that I use to broadcast, and I'm just going to delete the window I have built for it and add a new input window, a window capture, and choose Adobe Illustrator. There it is. Ha! Brilliant. Alright, I just need to make a couple adjustments. As you can no longer see my gorgeous face, and that's just a pity. Let me make this guy a little bit smaller. Thank you, patrons. Those of you watching, right? Anybody watching? I don't know. I'm watching on my other machine. I just woke up at about half an hour ago. The life of a freelance artist. I woke up at the crack of 9:30. But I think we are ready. This is working out all right. You know, I do this broadcast on my PC, and my 1 p.m. broadcast, which is just me making art, I do it on my Mac just for ease of use, because I don't need to use the two camera or the window capture and a camera and all that. And you know how it is when you start a PC. I'm not trying to start, Mac versus PC wars or anything like that. They both have their uses, but it takes forever to start a PC. It's like, oh, I gotta update, now I gotta do this, now you gotta restart. Oh, let's check out what Adobe's got updates for. Windows Defender. That's how Cortana sounds to me. Fuck that bitch. But yeah, I think we're finally up and running. I was worried about Illustrator because it was just a black screen forever, and I've been the strip that I have in mind today was hopefully you're gonna enjoy it. It made me laugh when I wrote it down, but I'm adjusting the template, as you can see. So it's a 2-panel template, but it's one regular size panel and one extra panel for extra content. It's pretty exciting. So let me just click back over to that screen. Pardon me, I'm drinking. I don't have my usual water. I'm having a little caffeine this morning. Product placement, and so I'll try not to belch on camera. It could be a challenge. All right. So what I've done is I've taken our usual 2-panel template and I've extended the second panel. And what I want to do is save this as a new template, because I think that's it's going to be 2 template tune 2 XL. You guys can't see that, but that's what I'm naming it for myself. Just so that if I need to do this again, it's happened in the past where I've needed a bigger frame just to tell more story. But I remember the one where I was at the convention with the fez, and I needed that 3rd panel to be really tall because that guy's crazy fez with the cuckoo clock and everything in it. So I had to go in and mess with my panels a little bit for that one. It was such a weird shape, though, that I didn't save it as a template. This one, though, I can see me getting some use out of that. And okay, so I've saved that template, and now I'm going to just save today's file. And it is for 041918, which is tomorrow's date. That's how I save all my art. And we're good to go. I looked up, I took my downtime to Google the problem that I have when I'm drawing the little loop-de-loops and they fill in on the top. There was no real good answer for that. Everybody was like, oh, you do the fidelity, do the brush smoothing and stuff like that. Everything that I do that should work doesn't work. And then the people that have been asking the questions are like, idiots, that doesn't work, that's not what I'm talking about. I did find another possible solution, so if and when it turns up today, we'll give it a shot. And I think the problem laid with using the blob brush, or I mean, it didn't lay with using the blob brush because I tested it. It does it both with the blob brush and both with just regular brush. But the fix, like the workaround that someone suggested, which we'll find out maybe today if it works, it applies only to the regular brush. So in my head, I just have to remember that if I'm doing something loop-de-loop-de-loop-de like that, I need to not use the blob brush, use the regular brush, and then go back and expand the stroke of that's an Adobe Illustrator term. Expand that stroke to make that an object. You don't care. I don't care. I don't know why I'm talking about this. I'm just rambling. All right, so we have our setup here. The frames are all set with this new template. I'm going to lock everything except for the blue line. We're getting over here, and for the time being, we're going to use the blob brush on the blue line layer. And where's our swatches? Got to open up the swatches. Okay. And I have, and also in my downtime, in between the Googling, I imported a bunch of halftone patterns to this template, because remember last time when I did the one about taking off my snow tires and then I was buried under all that snow, I didn't have access to patterns that make a nice halftone pattern. So we got that going, and then you know, you fill it with dots like the old-timey cartoons, or the old-timey comic strips in the newspaper, just to fill that with a little bit more interesting texture than just the gray that I use for shading. So I've imported a bunch of halftone patterns that I found on the internets. Thank you, Dan Quayle, right? Was he the one with the internets? Anyway, okay, so I'm a little bit wacky this morning. All right, so we got our blob brush going. We're going to get rid of that pattern tool. Over here, we're going to choose a light blue color. And we're going to see how this is treating us today. We're going to change this. There. And we need our brush. What? I swear, since the last time I used this, it changed all my palette layouts. It's the ghost of Steve Jobs. All right. Sorry, folks, I'm just changing some settings here that you see on your screen, but I promise there's pop-ups happening. All right, I'm just going to test this pen. Wow, way to go. All right, I drew a line, and the little blue pinwheel is heckling me. All right, so I drew a line that has absolutely no pressure sensitivity. Okay. Alright, now it's better for some reason. I didn't change anything. I just checked the settings, and then all of a sudden it worked. Alright, yeah, so it still works. Okay, and I'm going to try the loop-to-loop-to-loop to see if it's being a pain in the butt to us today. And it's not. Knock on wood, for now it's not. Which is fortunate, because our good friend J Puff is making an appearance today. So she's reading the newspaper. She hasn't been in the strip for a while. I had such a long running arc about me coming home from Atlanta, or about Troll coming home from Atlanta. Okay, good. It didn't do anything crazy with her with her loops. Yeah, this is just the blue line layer though, so who's to say it won't screw up later. She's got that bow in her hair, and the real J Puff loves to wear bows in her hair and such things. Yeah, that would be cool if she didn't have any dialogue, Jay, but she does have dialogue. So we're going to go over here to Das selection tool. 1 second. I've got my MacBook over here on the left side so that I can watch the chat screen. Right now there's one person watching, and I think it's probably me from my other computer, but that's okay. These videos are saved for posterity, and I know that 10 a.m. isn't a hot time for people to be available. You know, some people have day jobs. All right. All right, so I think that's okay for J-Puff there. And then it gives her room for dialogue up on top. And then let's deselect that. Go back to our blob brush tool and hope that nothing crazy happens. So this is going to be a funny panel. All right, I'm laughing already. So we're going to have Winston. I'm trying to see how I want to. Okay, I'm going to have Winston right here. And he's wearing a beanie, a troll beanie. It's terrible. Dang it. Come on, Control Z. Help me out. And he's got a troll beard too. Which is the punchline of all this. I think when we do this later, I'm going to use a smaller brush because we're getting little details here. Right now I'm using a 5-point brush, and I think I need a little bit more. In fact, I'm just going to do it right now. Get you on down into a 3-point brush, Tro. Alright, yeah, I like that better. So, Winston's got a beard in it. You can see where this is gone. Maybe. Alright. He's going to be holding the whiskey. I do that just basically for myself so I don't forget to put that in later. Alright, so there's the Winstone. He's in here napping away as old men cats tend to do. And then this might take a little practice here, but it's gonna be it's gonna be troll, and I apologize for this in advance. But it's gonna be troll with his arm down here. Oh, that was a terrible line. His arm down here, his kind of fingers curled, his back bent like that. His head down in his business. One leg sticking up. And one leg straight out, I guess. Okay, here's his naked butt cheek. That was a terrible line on both of those. Alright. There we go. When the eraser don't work, just use undo. Alright. So, so there's Stroll. He's cleaning himself. Like Winston does. Alright. Okay, and that fits in that space there. So we're going to save that, as we always do. We're going to drink some Pepsi. I have an actual viewer now. This is exciting times for me. So if you're watching this, you're one of my patrons, and I love you very much. Thanks for your backing. This episode brought to you by Diet Pepsi and me trying not to burp. All right, so we got that going. Let's hop back to the layers. We're gonna lock our blue line layer, get over to our balloon layer, and put some copy in this mother. Illustrator's running just a little bit slow for me today, so my apologies. All right, so we're gonna caps lock that, and JPuff is gonna be saying, guys, I just read an article that says pets start to be their owners after a while. What do you think? Alright, and that is obviously not the font that we normally use, so I'm going to change it from Myriad to Color! I still haven't had a chance to make my own handwritten font, and I need to do that. I'll put it on my to-do list maybe for this weekend, just so I'm not using someone else's font. This is a legal font. It's 100% free for commercial and personal use. I got it on defont.com, but you know, I think it would just be better if I used my own font. And I should go over there to DeFont and tip that guy for making a font that I use. So far, it's been like 18 weeks now, maybe, or 18 strips, 9 weeks. So yeah, I think I'll do that later this afternoon with money from you generous patrons. All right, so I want to undo the hyphenation, bump that up to 18 points if I can. I'd like to keep it around 18. We'll see. Yeah, that's not bad. Get that centered. And I can always move JPuff, her body, farther down. I think that might be what I'll do right now, actually, while I'm thinking about it. So we go over the blue line layer and select. We can just drag and select because it's not going to get that copy. Okay. I mean, you can tell that she's reading some kind of publication and it's JPuff, so we might as well give ourselves some room to breathe up on top. I'm going to jump back over to the balloon layer. Got to unlock that and select the layer. Move this guy down a little bit. Alright. And then the punchline over here is just Winston saying hogwash. I wonder if hogwash is one word or two. Never really thought about it. If only I had Alexa in this room. You know, I'm going to jump over here to the MacBook with which I am monitoring the chat, and just use the Google to see if it's one word or two. According to the dictionary, it is 2 words. So we're going to throw, which makes sense, but you know, just want to make sure. All right. And then we got a lot of negative space, like up here at the top and down here at the bottom. And I'll just throw in some of that halftoning, and it'll be good. It'll be very good. All right. So yeah. All right. We're gonna get on to the inking. Here's the fun part. We're going faster than I thought we would, especially after minor technical difficulties today. We're on the ink layer. All the other layers are locked, so I can't accidentally draw on them or move them around or anything like that. We're going back here to the blob brush. And we will zoom in. Sorry you had to zoom in right on the... you know, that's not an actual representation. If I could do that, I don't know, you'd never hear from me again. But it was just a silly idea that I had one day and thought I would share it with my friends. That's you guys. Alright. So she's got this publication here. Make some nice smooth lines. I gotta change this back over to my dashboard. nice smooth lines, and they look like they were written in a. Looks like my lines were drawn on the back seat of Fred Flintstone's car. Now, against my better judgment, I just changed the fidelity because I want this to smooth my lines. I want this to smooth my lines just a little bit. But hopefully I didn't just screw us up and make it fill in all the, you know, all the loops. We'll find out in a second here when I do J-Puff's loops. Is this still pressure sensitive? No, see, I've lost my pressure sensitivity. It's kind of what it felt like. I'm gonna, you know, those lines are fine, but I gotta go back over to my brush, look at the brush options, say, hey, I'm not changing anything, but you just go ahead and work again. And it works again. The magic of Microsoft in concert with Adobe. It's one or the other, and when they work together, they don't work. Okay, and then we got her body. It's a moment of truth. Nice. Gotta fix that line. Cool. Then her little mouth. The real J-Puff. It's pretty cool. It makes me happy. Okay, see now I'm kind of not digging all the smoothing that's going on. Alright. So that's alright. And then we get to the fun part. Okay, so I've never really thought about drawing myself in this pose before. So this is the best I can do. that's even worse, being all hairy like that. Trying to decide like how graphic I want to get with this. Like if I want to make my legs all hairy or make Troll's legs all hairy. All right. Couldn't hurt. Could be pretty funny. I want to change the brush size though if I'm going to do that, but I'll do that later. I'll do that after I finish Winston here. There are a couple strips that I've written that really just made me laugh. Like one of them, I couldn't stop laughing. I had a little whiskey in me at the time, to be honest, but just the visual that it gives me. Did I lose my? I lost my pressure sensitivity again for no reason whatsoever. So let me go back and just look at the brush options. Say, yep, those are the brush options I wanted. And then it should work. Yep. I'm going to get rid of that smoothing. Did you see how it just really smoothed off that line that I made? Like instead of a nice triangle, it made that shape. I'm going to leave it, but there we go. Awesome. We're having good luck so far, knock on wood, with these beard curls. Alright. And then his body just comes out like that. And give him the old flannel that makes him look like a globe. And again, you got to think about how thumbs work. How do thumbs even really work, dude? That was a terrible line, so we're going to redo it. Also a terrible line. That whole thing's a travesty. Alright, let's try this again. I think I know how to draw a tumbler by now. Feels to me like I'm not getting any pressure sensitivity. It just kills me, man. Why does it effing do that? It just chooses not to do it, and when I open up the brush palette, I just look at it, don't change anything, and then it works. Okay, and we'll hit the back end of that with some shading underneath it. Okay, just to make it look like it's a beverage in there. I wonder if I should give him 2 little teeth. There you go. And the hat. So it's April 18th today. I'm drawing this strip for the April 19th, a version of Troll and Friends. And we're supposed to get 2 to 5 inches of snow today, April 18th. Grin and bear it. Grin and bear it. You lived somewhere hotter for a long time, Troll. All right. You know, every climate has its ups and downs. I lived in San Antonio for 9 years. Moved there and then moved back after 9 years, and back to Wisconsin. And one of the years that I was there had 90 consecutive days over 100. That's excessive. Just as excessive as 5 inches of snow on April 18th. All right, like you know, it was the same kind of deal. Like you would leave your air conditioned house, get in your air conditioned car, go to your air conditioned job, back to your air conditioned car, back to your air conditioned house, and didn't really do anything in between, at least for me. And it's kind of the same here. Like you stay in your heated house, get in your heated car, go to your heated job. If you had a job aside from drawing cartoons of yourself licking your own balls. All right, so I've lost track here. Okay, we're gonna hide the blue line layer because we don't need that guy anymore, and I want to go to the balloon layer and just move this hogwash around. I don't like the placement right now. I think it needs to be. I want it to be, I guess, about right there. We'll see when I get the shading in. If I need to change it, I can always change it. Okay, I haven't saved in a while, so we're going to do that. Control S. Have your soda. S stands for soda. This PC does save nice and quickly as compared to the Mac. Alright, shading. So we're going to hop over to the shading, unlock that layer, and then lock the balloon layer so we don't accidentally screw anything up. And our swatches. Get the middle gray going. And find our blob brush, and we're going to actually go into the brush options palette again, and this time we're going to change something. Hey, how about that? Instead of just looking at it. Alright, so J-Puff's bow is always filled in. Zoom in here on her. I did a terrible job filling that in. And staying in the lines, obviously. There we go. Maybe a scooch more right there. And a scooch more right there. Alright. On her, I fill in these little loops for whatever reason. I don't know why. I just started doing that. Alright. I'm just going to fill in this cat. Alright. We'll just give this guy a little shout out on the spine here. Awesome. Alright, control. Actually, I think that's about all I do for her, don't I? Control S. I'll use a black brush just to fill in her mouth there. That is not black. That is a different black than the black that I've been using. I don't know if you can tell or not, but that blob that I just drew, it looks like a warmer black. It looks like there's just a little bit more brown to it, if brown black is a color. Alright, and then we're going to go over here. I'm going to save that again. Go back to my medium gray and zoom in on this monstrosity. I want to try to erase that little nub that's run over there. Why are you not working? Oh, you know why that's not working? Because I'm on the shading layer, not the ink layer. So I need to hop over to the ink. See, my fail-safes sometimes backfire on me. There you go, that's not bad. And then jump back over here onto the shading layer. Then lock that. And let's see how we're doing here with the old blob brush. Just a long, easy line there to accentuate his butt. Let's see, that one toe kind of filled in weird. And I've, for whatever reason, lost my pressure sensitivity again, so we just have to open the brush options, look at it, and we should be back in action. Yeah. Alright. That to be a smoother line. There you go. Oops. Looks like it only filled in one of the toes up here too. It's so weird. Why fight it? Alright. And then Winston here. We're going to have to come back in with the black brush and kind of, now that I've zoomed in, his pupils are weird and the fill in his mouth is unacceptable. There's a couple sloppy lines here on the plaid shirt. Winston looks good in a beard. He should think about growing one. He would never wear the plaid shirt though. He's kind of a nudist. I put a harness on him one time to, like, for a leash, and he just went into passive resistance cat mode. Just basically fell over onto his side and refused to move. So I don't think he's much for clothing, is what I'm saying. All right, I'll do the shading under the arms like we do, under the beard. Just a little some for the corner there. And this guy will be full of the liquids. Delicious, delicious liquids. And the hat needs to be full. Alright, so let me hop back. I'm going to save this real quick. And then hop back over to the ink layer. Change our brush size down to like 2. And change the selection to black. And then fix these couple lines here that have been ugly. This is the wrong black again. So go over to the swatches. Yeah, still the wrong black. There's I've spoken before about rich black and just flat black. Alright, I'm going to draw a square. Make it the square full of black. And then take out that black. And sample that black. Alright, then you take this black, drag it over there, and then I know I have the black. Just a little illustrator stuff for you. So now I have that same black. I don't, for whatever reason, I can't emulate that same black again. Things are mysterious when they happen. So I had to create it myself. Create my own swatch over there. Just fix these pupils. It was sloppy work, troll. And then with the eraser, just try to clean up some overlaps here. This guy came into the beard. This guy. Like I was so focused on what the troll's doing that I got sloppy with everything else. All right. I think that's okay. And then the troll we're gonna give him some furry legs. Come on now, blob brush. It's still working. All right. I think though I need to take the brush size down even just one more. Is this how you people have always pictured the troll? Just dreaming about his fuzzy, fuzzy body? I know I do. I'm not going to give him butt hair. But let's give him back hair. There you go. Too much? Have I gone too far? I don't think so. Alright. Yeah, we're looking real good, friends. We're looking real good. Except for troll. I'm going to try the remember I couldn't even find that brush or the filler tool, and I said I was going to try to find it. I lied. I was Googling so many other things that I failed to locate the bucket tool. So bear with me while I just stare at pop-up screens that you guys can't see. So you're just gonna think I'm a crazy man. Yeah, there's nothing that I can see here. Alright, we're gonna have to do a kind of a workaround then, I guess. But well, first off, let's go over to the layers and lock the ink layer that we just worked on. Hop up to the balloons layer, unlock that, and save because we're thinking about it. I'm going to draw in these balloons. Alright, so let's get back on the blob brush. And I don't mind having a balloon that's the whole top of the screen. But that line is too thin. That was the troll hair brush. We need more and then I can adjust her to the balloon that I just made. It'll adjust that copy. And over here, we get back in the blob brush. We're gonna draw him. I do not like that line. Not bad. Okay, so we're gonna save that. And then we're going to go to the shading layer and drop in some of those halftones. What we're talking about. The unfortunate thing is that I'm going to have to shade in the body of everything above it. Let's see here. So we go like that. And then the fill, we want to fill one of those halftones. We want to choose one of those halftones. These polka dots aren't bad, but J-Puff likes that kind of stuff. But you see I'm going to have to draw in then white everywhere above that, which is kind of a pain in the butt, but you know, we're here to make a good product. So change that to white. Ah, dang it. Make sure that is not selected, and then change the thing to white. The fill. Got their blob brush. Now I'm wondering, I should just make a layer, a different layer. Let's undo all this that we've done. Well, actually I could just cut that out. And then under the shading layer, I want to make a new layer. So above blue line, I'm going to make a new layer that's halftone. So you have to kind of see me noodle this stuff out, but you know, that's how it works. Alright, and then I'm going to paste in place that shading that I cut out. And then now it's behind the white layer. I still want to know where the dang paint bucket went. Damn it. Alright. Unselect that, Jay. Alright, and we're going to see, that way I don't have to try to erase the dots that were over the gray, because the gray is over the dots. I am the one who knocks. Alright, cool. So I'm just going to make this brush bigger so we're not sitting here all day. And basically just paint away anywhere that wasn't gray before. I guess I should have just done this before I shaded. Because now that spine, the shadow on that spine just went away a little bit. This will work for now. Oops. Oh no, we're good. Yeah, I see. Because I'm drawing, I accidentally, it's a happy accident, like Bob Ross would say. My hair's not bushy enough, but if you imagine my head upside down, I can be Bob Ross. if he were wearing a Lone Star Beer hat on his chin. So let's think about that for a little while. I accidentally forgot to change over to the shading layer, and I'm drawing right now in this white on the halftone layer that I created. But that's working out great because then I don't have to worry about accidentally erasing anything on the layers above it. So what I'm doing is actually painting in. I'm not erasing anything. I'm painting in white over the dot pattern. Okay, good. That's a good way to go. Way to go, Jay. You bungled your way into a nice solution. Yeah, I refer to myself as Jay. Sometimes as Troll, but usually as Jay. And if it's words of encouragement, like you can do this, Jay, or oh yeah, Jay, that's cool, you know, way to go. But if I'm admonishing myself for something, say as like drawing a big picture of me slipping my own no-no zone, I go Jaybird. So it's always Jaybird if it's frustration or admonishment. All right, just something to know there. All right, so with this, I'm just going to make some random shapes. I mean, I want to get shading under the troll for sure. So I'm using the just the pen tool, making these Bezier curves to try to like emulate a little bit of a drop shadow under him. Okay, and he's going to have the same fill as that. And as you can see, it put the dots over my butt. And I actually want to change that screen. I wanted those polka dots for J-Puff, but I want a little bit more fine-toothed. There you go. That might be the one. Yeah, we'll do that guy. Just a little bit finer grain. All right, and then here I'm just going to be dropping in some shapes. We're almost done with this, guys. Thanks for bearing with me while I fuddle along. I like to use the Bezier just to make random shapes. You know, make it kind of fit the negative space to wherever I think that the negative space needs some weight. You know, we're going to dip in here. Oops. Oops. Come on. I accidentally hit. There you go. Alright. So then we need to go in again, and like we did over J-Puff, we just need to paint in white. And did I have that still selected? No, I didn't. Hey, alright. Old dog, new tricks. So go back to our blob brush and just paint, not black, paint in white. And for the record, that was, again, the wrong black. So I don't know what's happening here. Alright. And then I want to put like lick over here. So J-Puff, if we're watching TV or something and Winston's joining us, he likes to, you know, she and I sit on the couch together, and Winston will sit on the arm of my chair just to be near me. He's never more than about 5 feet away from me if he can help it. But he'll start cleaning himself and just be so loud that she'll look over at him in disgust. Just like, come on, dude. Yeah. since I'm drinking, that reminded me to save. Ooh. So let's do that. Alright. And then I want black brush again. And I'm going to jump up to, we're going to lock that halftone layer, jump up to the balloon layer, and give myself, for some reason I got a blue processor wheel here. Cortana's trying to think of a way to screw me over before I'm done here. And maybe like not making the brush black. So there's my actual handwriting. Not too bad. I could definitely make my own font out of it. Maybe that'll be, there you go. Okay, cool. You can see why I needed the kind of the extra space in that second panel. This area right here is bugging me just because there's not a lot going on, but yeah, who cares? I think that we don't want to put too much in and take away from from exactly what we're trying to convey here. Which, yeah. Anyway, thanks for sticking with me, and also for backing me. My patrons are awesome, and through you, I'm able to justify doing this kind of stuff. So I hope you have a great Wednesday. This thing I'll post, I'll post the comic right now to Patreon, and tomorrow it will appear on Webtoons and trollandfriends.com, and I'll tweet it out too at Jason Braun Art. All right, guys, have a good day, and thanks for watching me. Adios.